Okay, good evening, dear all. Welcome to the fifth day of crash course for Decision Science 302 for MBA Semester 1 and MBA Semester 3. Today we are going to cover chapter number 4, CPM and PERT part, and we are going to start with the fifth unit's first portion called Decision Theory. So today is day 5. Day 5 of decision day 5 of decision science crash course. Today we are starting with one very important and crucial part of your subject called PERT, because CPM yesterday we have studied, yes or no? Yes. So yesterday we have studied CPM, today we are going to study PERT. PERT. What is the full form of PERT? Full form of PERT is program evaluation. Program evaluation and review techniques. These questions would be asked for 10 marks in the examination, so you have to be very focused and particular about this kind of problem, right? So this you are going to study. We are going to take one problem of PERT, and then if time permit, we'll start with the another portion, that is what we call decision theory. So let's take one problem of PERT. How to identify PERT problem? How PERT is different from the CPM? In PERT, the durations are given. The durations or the time durations are given in three forms, right? Durations or time are given in three forms. Right? First form is optimistic. Just wait 2 minutes. Almost optimistic. This is the problem. No? The first form is your most optimistic time. That is represented as A. Most optimistic time. Second time is most likely. That is represented as M. Most likely. And third is denoted as B, and the name of this third is most pessimistic. So in the given problem, if there is the time duration given in the given problem, like most optimistic, most likely, and then most pessimistic, try to understand the problem is of PERT techniques, right? So we have to convert these three different times into the expected time. The formula of expected time is like this. Expected time, calculation of TEI is what we call TEI, expected time. So how we calculate it? Calculation of TEI is equal to, उसका फार्मूला यहाँ पे दिया है, A plus 4M plus B upon 6. So by using this formula, you can convert these three different times of most optimistic time, most likely time, and most pessimistic time into TEI. So TEI can be the one column addition to the given table for you, so that you will be able to understand how we can convert the given table in the form of CPM kind of table, and then you can solve it further as per our regular methods, right? So let us write the problem now. How problem looks like. I have a problem with me. See, you know. So the problem looks like this. Question है ये. They have given one table, so I'm just drawing the table here. Activity, activity. Second is your immediate predecessor activity. Second column is your immediate predecessor's activity, predecessor activity. Third is your activity time in weeks, activity time in week. And there we have got three different formats. Most optimistic, this is represented as A. Then most likely is represented as M, and most pessimistic written as B. So let us write the given data in the table so that we will understand how exactly the problem can be calculated. Can you all see everything I'm writing there? Last तक पूरा दिख रहा है? चलो great, कोई issue नहीं. So activity I'm writing A B C D E F G H, A B C D E F G and finally H. I hope you all can see all that, right? And immediate predecessors I'm writing for A it's none, or comma can say none or dash. Then इसका A है, इसका भी A है, D का B है, probably it's B. Can write like this. For E it's C, for F it's D again, for G it's E, and for H it's F and G. F and G, right? The timing I'm writing here. For first it's 4, for second it's 6, for third it's 5, for fourth it's 3, for 6 it's 7, fifth it is 7, 2 6 2, 2 6 and 2. Most likely timing 7 9 7, 7 9 7, 5 8 3, 5 8, 5 8 3, 7 3, 7 3. And most pessimistic time given here is 13 11, 11 9, 13 11 9, 7 10, 5 8 4, 8 4. So now what all questions they are asking us to calculate? The first question is draw the network diagram or calculation of TEI. The first question which they are asking is calculation of, question number 1 is calculation of expected time for each activity, Second question looks like draw the network diagram, draw the network diagram, and write the PEI on each each activity. I hope you all can hear me properly. Yes. Then earliest time of project completion. Question number 3. Earliest time of project completion. Project completion. And fourth is finding critical path. Finding critical path. So this is these are the 4 questions which they are asking us to find out from the given table. The question number 1 looks like calculation of TEI or expected time for each activity. Question number 2 is draw the network diagram and write the TEI on each activity. And question number 3 is earliest time of project completion कितना रहेगा वो calculate करना है. And question number 4 looks like find the critical path. So let us solve one by one. First of all, we have to convert this whole table into the one more column which we have to add, and there we can calculate TES. The formula given to us is TI is equal to A plus 4M plus B upon 6, right? So let us redraw the same diagram, same table, so that we will be able to calculate all the activities out there, right? Okay. Just wait for a minute. Yes, so now we have to calculate expected time in all the columns. So let's rub the given table. I hope you all have written this in a notebook. Yeah, sure. So we have to redraw this table there so that we'll have more space and we can calculate every aspect, right? So let me remove this portion first. I hope you all are understanding what I'm trying to teach you. Okay, perfect. Well, we can calculate these all things here also because we have space in the given table, right? So activity time in weeks, we can do the calculation here also, so no issues, right? What they are asking us, the first question which they were asking was calculation of expected time, है ना? Calculation of expected time. Expected time, right? And the formula for the same is, we all know that TI is equal to A plus 4M plus B upon 6. So now if you put, I'm calculating one value for you all, you have to calculate for everyone, right? So I'm calculating it for activity A. Let us say T आई ए इज इक्वल टू ए का वैल्यू क्या है यहाँ पे एक्टिविटी ए में, ए का वैल्यू 4 है, सो 4 इंटू फार्मूला इज हियर, फॉर योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग आई एम राइटिंग फार्मूला हियर आल्सो, a plus 4m plus b upon 6, ये उसका फार्मूला है. So if you calculate it for a activity, then TI for a is equal to, a का वैल्यू कितना है 4 है, 4 plus 4 into value of m is 7 है, 7 plus value of b is 13 divided by 6. So it looks like 4 plus 7 चौक 28 plus 13 divided by 6. For a it looks like 45 by 6. 45 by 6. So you have to calculate this like this value for all. It means for T, E, I, B, है ना? तो B के लिए क्या है? I'll try for you all. B के लिए क्या है? What is the value of A? यहाँ पे 6 है. तो 6 plus 4 into M क्या है? M is 9 here. 9 plus B is 11 upon 6. So 6 plus 4 36 plus 11 upon 6. So this will be equal to 53 by 6 somehow, right? So likewise you have to calculate value of TA for all these activities. So I am just writing all the values out here for your understanding. So for the first activity A, it is like 45 by 6. For B, it is 53 by 6. For C, it is like 42 by 6. For D, it's 30 by 6. For E, it's 49 by 6. 49 by 6. For F, it's 19 by 6. For G, it's 42 by 6. 42 by 6. And for H, it's 18 by 6. 18 by 6. 18 by 6, right? So I'm again calculating or again reading value of T for you all. For A it's 45 by 6. For B it's 53 by 6. For C it's 42 by 6. For F it's 30 by 6. For G E F, then for G, okay, just write 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. For A, yeah, I can write here. For A activity, this is for A activity. This is for B activity. This is for C activity. This is for D activity. This is for E. This is for F. This is for G. And this is last for H. So last value is 18 by 6. G का value है 42 by 6 and F का value 19 by 6. So don't have confusion on me, right? So the first question what they were asking was calculation of TEI. We have done that, right? So now let us draw the network diagram. Let us draw the network diagram. Now I think we don't need this remaining portion, so we can cut this, or if required we will take the use of, or we will take reference of this table, right? So shall I rub this part? Okay, now I'm just rubbing this part for your reference, right? So now the question number second was they were asking us to draw the network diagram. Draw the network diagram from the given chart and then write the activity, right? So we can draw it like this. So activity A we are drawing. So for activity A there is no predecessor activity. So activity A looks like this. We can draw activity A like this. Activity A. Activity B predecessor is activity A. So we can straight away draw it like this. Here. Activity B, right? Activity C, again for activity C, the predecessor is activity A, so it should look like this. देन ए हो गया, बी हो गया, सी हो गया, एक्टिविटी डी द प्रेडिसेसर इज बी, सो इस तरह से निकलेगा डी, राइट, डी हो गया, एक्टिविटी ई द प्रेडिसेसर इज सी, इधर से कुछ तो आएगा लाइक दिस डी ई, ये हो गया, एफ, एफ इज एफ इज एक्टिविटी और उसका इमीडिएट प्रेडिसेसर क्या है, डी है, राइट, सो डी से एफ निकलेगा, एफ, and then G, for activity G predecessor is E, E, and for activity H the predecessor is F and G, so H. Right, so this is the diagram, or you can say the network diagram for the given problem. So now question number 2, what was the question number 2? They were asking us to draw the network diagram from the given data and write the activity expected time on the given network. So also this diagram is correct, so we can write here, it is the diagram is having start point, the diagram is having here end point, no dangling, nothing, everything is going great. So now we can write the activity, expected activity for A is 45/6, we can write here 45/6, for B it's 53/6, 53/6, for C it's 42/6, 42/6, for E, sorry, for D it's 30/6, 30/6, for E it's 49/6, 49/6, for F it's 19/6, 19/6, for G it's 42/6, and for H it's 18/6, 18/6. So here we have written the expected time on the given network diagram, right? So now what is the third question they are asking? So question number 1 is done. We have calculated the expected time. It's done. Question number 2 was to draw the network diagram. We have done that, and we to write the expected activity on the given diagram, right? So question number 3 was to calculate the or to find the critical path, right? Critical path. So how many critical paths we can see here? How many paths this diagram is actually having? So you can write here path number 1. Can you all see this? Okay. Path number 1. Path number 1 starts from A, B, D, D, F, and then H. This can be one path. Path 2 can be like this. Activity A, C, E, G, or H. Now let us calculate how much time it will require in path 1 or path 2, right? So we have the exact value with us. So if we calculate for path 1, path 1 looks like A, B, D, F, G, right? And path 2 looks like A, C, E, G, H, right? So for path 1, the duration looks like 27.5 weeks. 27.5 weeks. The given data is in the weeks, and for part 2, it is 32.67 weeks. Right? So we have got the exact duration required in path 1 and path 2. So for path 1, the timing is 27.5, and for path 2, the timing is 32.67. So obviously, as per our understanding, for path 2 the time required is more, so path 2 can be referred as critical path. So path 2 can be referred as critical path because it takes more time. So A, C, E, G, H is the critical path in the given problem. So what is our rule? If you once will find the critical path, we redraw the same on the network diagram with double line, right? So let us draw it on the double given this thing diagram. So A, C, double line से draw करो उसको, A C, A C E, G, and then this is the critical path. Again, what they were asking? They were asking us to find out. Question number 2 हो गया, 3 हो गया. Question number 4 क्या पूछ रहे थे वो? What is the expected time of project completion? So question number 4 क्या है? Obviously, the critical path shows the expected time of project completion. So if the critical path value is 32.67, then we can write question 4's answer like the expected time of project completion is equal to 32.67 weeks. Right, this is the answer. But sometimes they can ask you 2 more questions, right? Sometimes they can ask you to calculate the variance as well. Sometimes they will ask you to calculate the variance, and sometimes they will also ask you to calculate the what? Standard deviations, right? So let us see how this value can be calculated. Okay, so without removing this table, we can extend this table for 2 more things, right? And we will understand how these 2 things can be calculated. So for variance, we want value of B and A, and for standard deviation, again we will be taking the square root of these 2 things, right? So let's calculate this both the things here only. Yeah, just 2 minutes. I hope you all have understood till this point. Okay, great. Now let me rub this one. So if they will ask you to calculate the variance, what is the formula for the variance? The formula for the variance is equal to sigma 1 square is equal to B minus A upon 6 whole square. This is the formula to calculate the variance. Right? And if they will ask you to calculate the standard deviation, square root अगर इसका किया तो आपको standard deviation मिल जाएगा, right? So it's B minus A upon 6. अगर इसका square का निकाल दिया, removing squares, है ना? तो you will get sigma is equal to B minus A upon 6. Clear है? So now we can do the same for the given problem. So let us calculate variance first and then standard deviation. Clear है? Okay. So let's calculate it. So I'll be calculating it for 1. You all have to calculate for rest all. I'm just rubbing this portion here. Okay. So for A, I'll calculate standard deviation for A. So sigma A is equal to, what is the value of A for B? B का value कितना है? 13 है. यहाँ पे 13 minus A कितना है? उसका 4 है. 13 minus 4 upon 6 और इसका square, right? इसका भी square था, है ना? So अगर दोनों को square निकाल लिया तो we will get exact value. ठीक है नहीं? तो 13 minus 4 is 9 upon 6. इसका square और इसका भी square है. दोनों का square निकाल लो, so we will get sigma A is equal to 9 by 6. मतलब क्या? 3 3 दूनी 7, मतलब 1.5 इसकी वैल्यू है. सिग्मा की वैल्यू आपको मिल जाएगी, राइट? So we will get value of this one, sigma. करेक्ट? Otherwise, you can do one thing. You put the value as it is here in the given table. So instead of squaring, you can write it like this only: 9 by 6 whole square. ऐसे लिखना है उसको. So for this, I am writing it for you all. What is this fourth column for? Variance. Variance. इसका formula क्या है? Sigma A square is equal to B minus A upon 6 whole square. Right? So for activity A, you can say it's 9 by 6. 9 by 6 whole square. For B, let's see the values. I hope you all can see the board properly. हाँ. Okay, आप board properly देख पा रहे हो? So I'm writing this whole thing. हाँ. Okay. So 9 by 4. Then for B, it's 25 by 6. For B, it's 25 by 6 whole square. Yeah. So 9 by 6. Keep it in square form. No? So 3 by 2 answer. First value seems to be, just wait. For A, the standard deviation looks like this. अगर उसको स्क्वायर के फॉर्म में रखना है आपको तो 9 by 6 आएगा. सो 3 3 9 3 2 6. 3 by 2 का स्क्वायर आएगा. क्या आएगा? 3 by 2 का स्क्वायर आएगा. 9 by 4 नहीं, 3 by 2. दूसरा 5 upon 5 by 6 का स्क्वायर. 5 by 6 का स्क्वायर. हाँ, स्क्वायर राइट. C के लिए आएगा 2 by 3 का स्क्वायर. 2 by 3 का स्क्वायर. D के लिए आएगा 2 by 3 अगेन. 2 by 3 का स्क्वायर. E के लिए आएगा 1 by 2 का स्क्वायर. 1 by 2 का स्क्वायर है ना. ये होगा A के लिए, होगा B के लिए, होगा C के लिए, D, E, F के लिए आएगा it's 1 by 2 का स्क्वायर. 1 by 2 का स्क्वायर हो गया. G के लिए क्या आएगा? it's 1 by 3 का स्क्वायर. 1 by 3 का स्क्वायर. और H के लिए क्या आएगा अगेन? it's again 1 by 3 का स्क्वायर. 1 by 3 का स्क्वायर. Can you all see this board properly? Yes, can you adjust the board? ये दिख नहीं रहा है. थोड़ा उसको नीचे लेके आओ. थोड़ा यहाँ पे. This is not visible. टेबल में ये वैल्यू जरूरी है. This one. This one. ठीक है? हाँ, perfect है. Perfect. I hope you all can see the board properly and all the value properly, right? Correct? Okay, perfect. So these are all the value of variance. So variance looks like this, and if we will get square root of this variance, you will be able to find the value of standard deviation. Standard deviation is square root of variance, right? So यहाँ पे आपको value मिलेगी standard deviation की, है ना? Standard deviation. We will get the value of standard deviation. How it looks like? सिग्मा इज इक्वल टू इसका स्क्वायर रूट निकालने का, राइट। सिग्मा स्क्वायर की वैल्यू हमको मिली यहाँ पे, we have got it 3 by 2 का स्क्वायर. If you remove the square roots, sigma is equal to 3 by 2 and it's nothing but 1.5, right? So the value we have to take the square root of this value so that you will find the exact answer, है ना? So by removing these squares, दोनों साइड के स्क्वायर आ जाएंगे. So 3 by 2 means 1.5 for A, right? For B B आएगा 5 by 6 obviously. 5 by 6 मतलब how much? 0.83. For C it is 2 by 3. 2 by 3 is nothing but 0.67. 0.67. For E, A, B, C, D. For D I am writing. For D it's 2 by 3 again. 2 by 3 again 0.67, great. B for E it's 1 by 2 0.5 again 1 by 2 0.5, right, again 1 by 3 0.33. I hope you all can see this, and again for last 1 by 3 0.33, right. So I am repeating the last column value standard deviation की. Sigma is equal to for A, यहाँ पे लिख देता हूँ, for A it's 1.5, for B it's 0.83, for C it's 0.67, for D it's 0.67, for E it's 0.5, for F it's 0.5, for G it's 0.33, and for H it's 0.33. So they can ask you, maybe they will end up you asking standard variance, and they will end up you asking the standard deviation. So sometimes they will ask you to calculate the standard deviation for critical path. So what you have to do, you have to sum all the values which you got from here, right. हमारा क्रिटिकल पाथ कहाँ पे आया है? It's A, C, E, G, H. तो जो भी वैल्यू आपको वेरिएंस पे मिल रही है, if they will ask you to calculate the variance for standard deviation, है ना, तो आप वो कर सकते हो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. You have to add all the values you have got from the table. टेबल से वो जो भी वैल्यू मिली है वो पूरी वैल्यू आप यहाँ पे लिख सकते हो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. मतलब क्या, लेटेस्ट टेक स्मॉल एग्जांपल हियर, है ना. अगर आपको पूछ रहा है कि वेरिएंस का निकालो, तो क्या करना है आपको यहाँ पे स्ट्रेट अवे 3 by 2 का स्क्वायर प्लस ये है ना, ये मैंने एक देन C का लेना है आपको, C का 2 by 3 का स्क्वायर, 2 by 3 का स्क्वायर, है ना, प्लस E का लेना है आपको, E का है 1 by 2 का स्क्वायर, प्लस G का लेना है आपको, G का है 1 by 3 का स्क्वायर, प्लस G का लेना है आपको 1 by 3 का. So ये हो गया A का, ये हो गया C का, A C 2 by 3, then again E का था 1 by 2, E का आ गया, फिर G का है 1 by 3, ये आ गया G का, और H है again 1 by 3, right. So this is the critical path. तो इसका जो भी आंसर आएगा वो क्या रहेगा, critical variance for critical path. And likewise, if they will ask you to calculate the standard deviation for critical path, what you can do, likewise again standard deviation sigma is equal to A के लिए कितना है 1.5, प्लस C के लिए कितना है बताओ 0.67, प्लस E के लिए कितना है 0.5 अगेन, राइट. G के लिए कितना है 0.33, एंड एज के लिए कितना है 0.33। सो इसका जो भी आंसर आएगा वो आपका स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन फॉर क्रिटिकल पाथ और ये वेरिएंस फॉर क्रिटिकल पाथ। दिस इज हाउ द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ PERT कैन बी सॉल्व। सो जहां तक मैं जानता हूं इसके आगे और इससे ज्यादा कोई भी आपको करेक्शंस या बहुत सारा आपको मॉडिफिकेशन नहीं देगा इसमें। सो होप यू ऑल मस्ट हैव अंडरस्टूड दिस प्रॉब्लम। This kind of problems are so simple and easy. If asked in the examination, you have to focus properly on what is being asked and how to solve the given problem. And then you will be able to score maximum marks in the examination. Be calm, cool, and quiet when you attempt or select the questions in the examination, so that at the end of the day you will find that okay, whatever problems you are selecting are best and you can solve this problem properly. कोई इशू नहीं, बहुत सिंपल प्रॉब्लम है, कोई भी सॉल्व कर सकता है, करेक्ट। तो ये आपको एग्जाम में आएगा 10 मार्क्स के लिए। कितना मार्क्स के लिए आएगा? 10 मार्क्स के लिए। इसके अलावा और इसमें मैक्सिमम 3 क्वेश्चन पूछेगा आपको जनरली। नेटवर्क डायग्राम ड्रॉ करने के लिए पूछता है पहली बात तो, दूसरा क्रिटिकल पाथ फाइंड करो, और तीसरा मैक्सिमम क्या पूछेगा आपको द एक्सपेक्टेड टाइम ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीशन, राइट, प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीशन टाइम। उसके आगे जनरली नहीं जाएगा। कौन? 6 होना, जो भी पेपर सेटर है वो यहाँ तक ही जाएगा। क्लियर है? सो दिस इज वन काइंड ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम। नाउ विल stop here for we'll take small break of 2 to 3 minutes and then we'll come back with the another category of problems. So I'm recommending you all to go through this kind of problem once again. There must be various problems in the notebook which you are referring. Solve this kind of problem so that you will not face any issues when you will appear for the examination. I hope you like this video, you like this kind of the content which we are creating on the YouTube, and you all will flourish in the upcoming examination which is on 12th of December and 31st of January, right? Or 31st of December, right? So thank you so much. Let's stop here for the PERT kind of problem. Now in part 2 we are starting with the decision theory problem, right? So do you want me to rub this on? What do you want to write? You write in the notebook properly and then we will rub this, right? Just take another 5 minutes. You write it in your notebook, right? Is it done? Okay, so now let me rub this problem. Right, so now we are starting with the chapter number 5th first portion. Chapter number 5 talks about decision theory, right? So welcome back to part 2 of today's session. In that we are going to cover one part called decision theory. So chapter number 5 talks about decision theory. Chapter number 5 having 3 parts actually. Part 1 talks about decision theory, right? Part 1. Part 2 talks about game theory, and part 3 talks about sequencing problems. Part 3 talks about sequencing problems. So now let's explore one by one. So what exactly decision theory is? When any company will be given certain task to take certain decisions under different conditions. So how company will decide what task or what decisions we have to take? That depends upon certain criteria. The criteria number one is like decisions under uncertainty, and another is decision under risk. So in decision theory, there are two type of conditions. Decision theory. So we are going to ask to take certain calls or decisions, right? So the one part is what you call say decision under uncertainty, and second part is decision under risk. So in uncertainty, you know the outcomes, or you know certain activity, or you know certain things about the respective activity or the event, but you will be able to at least find out what is happening out there and how you can cope up with that, right? So how you are going to take the call. So there are 5 different methods of decision under uncertainty. Number 1 is your maximax. Number 2 is maximin. Number 3 is your minimax, right? Number 4 is your minimin. Number 5 is your minimax regret criteria. Minimax regret criteria. And number 6 is your Laplace criteria. And number 7 is your Purvis alpha criteria, right? Purvis alpha criteria, right? So sometime in our examination they won't be asking about mini-min. So mini-min is one of the method, but generally in SPP examination this is not being taken into consideration. So mini-min and max, right? So these two things are not taken into consideration so seriously, or this kind of questions may not be asked in the examination, but probably the questions will be asked on maximin, minimax, right? Then minimax, regret criteria, Laplace criteria, and Purvis alpha criteria. So out of 7, 2 minus means there are only 5 methods which you have to study in detail, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So these are the 5 different methods of decision under uncertainty. So let us explore the decision under risk. So in decision under risk we don't have a certain information about the incidents, but we take the call, we find certain answers, right? उसकी 3 मेथड है. Expected monetary value, one method. दूसरी है expected monetary value with perfect information. Alright, then value with perfect information, right? So these are the 3 different methods which will gonna help us to calculate, or these 3 methods will help us to take the final calls for the decision taking. So today we are going to explore these 2 different techniques of decision theory. Decision theory is for semester first as well as semester 3, right? Game theory is again for semester 1 and for 3. MBA I am saying, but sequencing problem is exclusively for semester 3. It is not for semester 1. 1 के लिए ये नहीं है. So those who are joined from MBA semester 1, you don't worry, or you don't need to focus on sequencing problems, right? So now let's dwell into details the decision theory. Okay, you want me to rub this part? Okay, you want to write it down. Okay, hello, welcome back to the problem. Now we are going to solve one problem. So from that problem, let's see how things will operate, right? So in decision under, now we are going to explore decision under uncertainty. In decision under uncertainty, you will be asked to take the proper strategy which will be more rational with the company's profit or company's benefit, right? So हमेशा याद रखना ये प्रॉब्लम हमेशा इस फॉर्म में आता है. इस साइड में हमेशा कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन रहेगा, इस साइड में हमेशा स्टेट ऑफ नेचर रहेगा, स्टेट ऑफ नेचर रहेगा, राइट. और इस साइड में हमेशा कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन रहेगा. क्या रहेगा साइड में? कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन रहेगा. क्या रहेगा? कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन का मतलब क्या होता है? स्ट्रैटेजीज होता है. क्या होता है? स्ट्रैटेजीज. इट विल लुक्स लाइक दिस. S1 यहाँ पे है ना, यहाँ पे ऐसा आएगा. कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन मतलब क्या? स्ट्रैटेजीज. कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन. तो यहाँ पे आएगा S1, S2, S3, S4 काइंड ऑफ थिंग, राइट. स्ट्रैटेजी हमेशा इस साइड में ही आनी चाहिए इफ यू आर गोइंग टू सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ डिसीजन थ्योरी. और स्टेट ऑफ नेचर हमेशा इस साइड में आने वाला, राइट. ये चीज याद रखना. कभी कभार आपको एग्जामिनर या आपके एग्जाम में ऐसा आएगा कि स्टेट ऑफ नेचर इस साइड में आ जाएगा जानबूझ के और स्ट्रैटेजी इस साइड में आएगा. तो उस केस में आपको प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने का तरीका चेंज करना पड़ेगा. You have to twist the problem and then solve it. समझ में आ रहा है? तो स्ट्रैटेजी हमेशा इस साइड में रहने दो, S1, S2, S3, और स्टेट ऑफ नेचर हमेशा इस साइड में होना चाहिए. दिस इज द डिस्क्लेमर टू सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ डिसीजन थ्योरी, राइट. सो नाउ लेट अस टेक वन प्रॉब्लम, प्रैक्टिकल प्रॉब्लम. Problem looks like this. Consider the following profit table. Consider the following profit table. Right, इस साइड में उसने स्ट्रैटेजी दी है हमेशा, मतलब तो प्रॉब्लम इसका कोई इशू नहीं है. स्ट्रैटेजी दी है इस साइड में, और इधर क्या दिया है? स्टेट्स दिए हैं. स्टेट्स का मतलब क्या है? नेचर ऑफ स्टेट. स्टेट्स S1, S2, S3 है ना. S3 दिया है. द स्टेट का दिया उसमें N1, N2, N3 और N4 दिया है, राइट. प्रॉब्लम लुक्स लाइक दिस. यहाँ पे लिखो वैल्यू 30, 10, 10, 8. There is 40 minus 15, 5, 7. There is 15, 20 minus 6 or 10. Right? So now what they are asking us to calculate? We are going to calculate now what? First question or first thing which we have to calculate is maxi max. Let us calculate maxi max, right? First calculate max. Q1 calculate maxi max. Actually this kind of question was asked in examination, but आपको पता होना चाहिए how to calculate maxi max. तो सबसे पहले याद रखना, when you calculate maxi max, when you calculate maxi max, you have to divide this into two parts. Number 8, you have to see the maximum in the row and then find out the maximum out of the given row. मतलब क्या है? Yes, one में देखो पहले maximum क्या है? What is the maximum value? It's 30 maximum. In row 2 maximum value is 40 and in a fifth its maximum value is 50, right? So पहले हमने सबसे maximum निकाल लिया. Then out of this all maximum, which one is the maximum? So 30, 40, 50 में maximum क्या है? 50 is the maximum. So show it by the arrow, and now you can say in maxi max the optimum strategy is, कौन सा optimum strategy है? S3. Optimum strategy क्या है? Optimum strategy is S3 and the value of the strategy is कितना आ रहा है? 50. Value of strategy बोल रहा है, profit बोलो, right? Strategy या profit बोलो कितना है? 50. This is the first things which we have solved. Second, You have to redraw the same table here. Like when I was calculating the maximax, you were supposed to redraw the table here and then do this whole thing, right? So again, the second thing what you are supposed to calculate is maxi mean. I am performing all the operation on the single table given above. So you have to redraw the table here under the maxi mean, right? So again, I am going to perform all the operation on the same table. I am just rubbing this part. What they are saying? What they are asking us to calculate? Maxi mean, right? Maxi mean means you have to find the minimum first and then maximum second. Now what is the value of minimum in the S1? Minimum value is 8. In row 2, minimum value is minus 15. In row 3, minimum value is minus 6. So now out of this 3 minimum value, what is the maximum value? So maximum value is 8. Maximum value is 8. What is it? So it's maximum. So this 8 is the maximum. So here we can say optimum strategy. Optimum strategy क्या है इधर इसमें? Optimum strategy S1 और उसका वैल्यू क्या है? वैल्यू यस स्ट्रेटजी का वैल्यू ऑफ प्रॉफिट कितना है वहाँ पे? 8, right? So for maximax it's S3 and it's the value is 50, right? And for maximin it's optimum strategy S1 and the profit is 8. What is third question, or what is the third thing which they will ask you? Third thing which they will ask you to find out Hurwitz alpha criteria, right? Or they can ask you to calculate minimax regret criteria, right? So first of all, try to calculate Hurwitz alpha, right? Third point is Hurwitz alpha criteria. What does this mean, or what exactly it is? In this we have to understand, or we should know the value of alpha. Here in the given table, the value of alpha varies in between 1 to 0 or 0 to 1. So in the given table they have given the value of alpha which is equal to 0.7. यहाँ पे given problem में alpha की value क्या है? 0.7 है. And the formula to calculate the Hurwitz criteria is expected value of Hurwitz criteria. Expected value is equal to alpha into capital M plus 1 minus alpha into small m. Minimum value m represent the minimum value in the row, and small m represent capital M represent the highest value or largest value in the row, and small m represent the lowest value in that respective row, right? So how it can be calculated now? So let's see. So I am performing all the operation on the given table. So I will be rubbing this part, and then we'll first of all try to understand. Try to calculate the capital M and then small m, right? So capital M stands for max, मतलब M बड़ा वाला, and then minimum value मतलब कौन सा? छोटा वाला M, right? So ये दोनों को पहले निकाल लेते हैं, right? So from the given table you all tell me maximum क्या है इधर? 30, 10, 10, 8, maximum 30 है. इधर क्या है maximum? 40 maximum है. इधर क्या है maximum? 50 is the maximum. मिनिमम क्या निकालो पहले? इधर मिनिमम है 8. इधर क्या है मिनिमम? मिनिमम is minus 15. इधर क्या है मिनिमम? minus 6. So the moment you will have this all the values 30, 40, 50, 8 minus 15 and minus 6. Now you can go for the calculation of alpha का value, expected value, right? So expected value looks like this. So you have to do it for all S1, S2 and S3, right? So let us say expected value का फॉर्मूला बस यहाँ पे expected value is equal to alpha into capital M plus 1 minus alpha into small m, right? So alpha का value मेरे पास 0.7 है, so I can calculate value of 1 minus 1, right? So 1 minus alpha is equal to 1 minus 0.7, right? And that is equal to 1 minus alpha means 1 minus alpha का value 0.7 है, इसका आंसर है 0.3. So the value of 1 minus alpha is equal to 3, which I can directly put into the given equation, right? So if we calculate S1, अगर हम S1 निकालते हैं लेटर से S1, तो क्या आएगा? अल्फा का वैल्यू कितना 0.7 है, 0.7 इंटू कैपिटल M कितना 30 प्लस 1 माइनस अल्फा का वैल्यू कितना 0.3 इंटू स्मॉल m मतलब 8. सो इसका जो भी आंसर आएगा वो आएगा 0.7 into 30 plus 0.3 into 8. It is like 23.4. इसको बोलते हैं expected profit for strategy S1. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Expected strategy for profit, expected strategy और expected profit for strategy 1. इसके लिए कितना है? 23.4 है. Same you do it for another. So S2 के लिए कितना आएगा? देखो 0.7 into 40 plus 0.3 into minus 15. इसका आंसर आएगा it is nearby 23.5 for S2 and for S3 कितना आएगा देखो 0.7 into 50 plus 0.3 into minus 6. ये कितना आएगा? It's almost 33.2. Right? So what is this all value? These all values are expected profit for strategies. ये जो भी वैल्यू आ रही है 1 2 3 ये क्या है? Expected value, expected profit for respective strategies or respective strategies. क्लियर है? सो अभी बताओ मुझे S1 के लिए प्रॉफिट कितना आया 23.4, S2 के लिए कितना है प्रॉफिट 23.5 और S3 के लिए कितना है 33.2. मतलब क्या है? हमको मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट चाहिए. So the Hurwitz alpha criteria or the expected profit for the given profit table is highest in S. तो यहाँ पे लिखो वैसे S3 करो इसको और यहाँ पे इसको एरो दिखा सकते हो. It is highest, right? So we can write at the end the strategy corresponding to the maximum expected profit. यहाँ पे लिख सकते हैं हम लोग the strategy correspondent to maximum expected profit is the optimal strategy. expected profit of कितना है 33.2 और ये कौन सा है S3 है, right? is the optimum strategy, is the optimum बोले optimal एक ही होता है optimal strategy. क्लियर है? ये आपको समझना पड़ेगा. आई होप यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आया रहेगा. नाउ लेट अस कैलकुलेट 3 हो गए हमारे. लेट अस कैलकुलेट we have just done the Hurwitz alpha. Now let's calculate Laplace criteria, or you can say minimax regret criteria, right? Let's calculate D को करते हैं Laplace criteria. So shall I rub this part now? I hope you all have written this. Clear है? इसको मैं थोड़ा हटा देता हूँ. सबको सब चीज समझ में आ रही है जैसा एक्सपेक्टेड है, right? So I'm rubbing this part. So I can start rubbing from this side. No. यहाँ से हटाता हूँ इसको मैं. Right? So what is this? This is Hurwitz alpha criteria calculation, right? So now we are trying to attempt the fourth one. इसमें कौन सा है strategy? S3 है ना? तो S3 में क्या था profit? 33.2 something, right? So optimal strategy आई थी S3. So now fourth point we are calculating. It's fourth is Laplace criteria. Fourth क्या है? Laplace criteria, right? Laplace criteria. What exactly Laplace criteria says? It says how to calculate it. Laplace criteria is equal to number of the total of the strategies upon number of the सम ऑफ ऑल द पे ऑफ, सॉरी ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं आप लोग, कैन राइट दिस कैन बी सम ऑफ all the payoffs, sum of all the payoffs upon total number of states, upon total number of states. Is this clear to you all now? So इसका फार्मूला है, मतलब क्या है, सबसे पहले आपको क्या लिखना है, Laplace factor इक्वल टू सम ऑफ ऑल द पे ऑफ, मतलब क्या, S1 का पूरा आपको पे ऑफ का प्लस करना है, मतलब क्या है, if I calculate the Laplace criteria for S1, so उसको ये भी लोग बोलते हैं एवरेज एक्सपेक्टेड प्रॉफिट, उसको क्या बोलते हैं, एवरेज एक्सपेक्टेड प्रॉफिट भी बोलते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं इसको, एवरेज एक्सपेक्टेड प्रॉफिट. सो हाउ इट कैन बी कैलकुलेटेड, सम ऑफ ऑल द पे ऑफ, मतलब क्या, 30 प्लस 10 प्लस 10 प्लस 8 डिवाइड बाय कितने पे ऑफ है, 1 2 3 4 काइंड ऑफ, कितना आंसर आएगा उसका, इसका आंसर आएगा ऑलमोस्ट 58 बाय 4 इक्वल टू 14.5 समथिंग. एक का आ गया, दिस इज फॉर S1. S2 के लिए देखो कितना आता है, इट्स लाइक 40 माइनस 15 प्लस, सॉरी 14 प्लस माइनस 15 प्लस 5 प्लस 7 डिवाइडेड बाय 4, इसका आता है 37 बाय 4, इसका मतलब 9.25, राइट. ये S2 के लिए आ गया. एंड फॉर S3 यू कैन कैलकुलेट, S3 कितना आ गया देखो, 50 प्लस 20 प्लस माइनस 6 प्लस 10 डिवाइड बाय 4, कितना आएगा ये, for S3 it is like 74 by 4, so 18.5. So now tell me which one is the maximum, 14.5 ये के और एक, so now from the given table I can see 18.5 is the maximum. So you can write, what you can write, that the strategy corresponding to the maximum average expected profit, यहाँ पे हम लोग लिख सकते हैं, the strategy corresponding to the maximum average expected profit S3 is 18.5, right. तो कौन सा स्ट्रेटेजी ऑप्टिमल है यहाँ पे, स्ट्रेटेजी 3 is optimal, है ना. The strategy corresponding to the maximum profit, maximum average expected profit is the optimal strategy. और कितना आया हो, 18.5 है. कौन सा स्ट्रेटेजी ऑप्टिमल है यहाँ पे, S3 is the optimum strategy because S3 के लिए आपका जो प्रॉफिट है वो सबसे ज्यादा है. Is this clear to you all? Okay, good, wonderful. So now the only one thing is remaining, the fifth, that is minimax regret criteria. So for that I have to rub this off. I hope you all have written this. Shall I rub this part now? Okay. Great. So I am performing all the operation on the single table only, but when you will do the calculations you have to redraw the table again and again and again, and then do the further calculation on the same. Okay? So now we are calculating the last portion of this part. So क्या बोलते हैं? What we are saying to that part? It's minimax regret criteria. What is it? It's minimax regret criteria. Minimax regret criteria. Minimax regret criteria. इसका मतलब क्या होता है पहले समझ लेते हैं. What exactly this means? Minimax regret criteria talks about अगर आपको N1 में 3 वैल्यू दिख रही है, let us say in states, you can see three values there, right? S1, S2 and S3. यहाँ पे मैक्सिमम वैल्यू क्या है, 50 है. So 50 is the maximum profit. अगर आपने 50 नहीं लिया यानी फिर सिलेक्ट S1, तो आपका लॉस होने वाला है 50 माइनस 30 और 20 का लॉस है, 20 का रिग्रेट है. अगर आपने 40 लिया तो आपको 10 का रिग्रेट है, 50 माइनस 40 रिग्रेट. अगर आपने S3 को लिया है तो देयर इज नो रिग्रेट, राइट. सो वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट रिग्रेट लाइकवाइज फॉर ऑल दिस, फॉर N1, N2, N3 एंड N4 के लिए हमको सबके लिए रिग्रेट निकालना पड़ेगा. द मोमेंट वी विल रिड्रॉ द रिग्रेट, देन वी हैव टू राइट दैट दिस ऑल द रिग्रेट फॉर द गिवन टेबल. सो लेट अस ड्रॉ S1 के लिए हम लोग निकालते हैं, रिग्रेट निकालते हैं, राइट. सो फॉर S1 N1 में सबसे मैक्सिमम वैल्यू क्या है 50 है, राइट। सो अगर हम S1 के लिए निकालेंगे रिग्रेट, सो S1 इज इक्वल टू, S1 के लिए हाईएस्ट वैल्यू क्या है 50 है, सो 50 माइनस S1 की वैल्यू कितनी है 30 है, सो कितने का है रिग्रेट 20 का रिग्रेट है, राइट। सो लाइकवाइज विल डू इट फॉर ऑल द वैल्यूज, राइट। सो फॉर S1 50 माइनस 40 कितने का है रिग्रेट 10 का रिग्रेट है। फॉर S3 50 माइनस 50 रिग्रेट कितने का है 0 का है। तो ये तीनों किसके लिए हुए N1 के लिए हुए। दिस इज द रिग्रेट फॉर N1 है ना, S1 S2 एंड S3। लाइकवाइज वी कैन डू इट फॉर द N2 एज वेल। N2 के लिए निकालते हैं हम लोग, राइट। N2 के लिए देख लो व्हाट इज द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू 20 इज द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू। अगर हमने S1 किया तो 10 का रिग्रेट है, अगर S2 किया है तो 35 का रिग्रेट है, S3 किया तो 0 का रिग्रेट है। सो लेट्स सी, सो S1 इज इक्वल टू व्हाट इज द हाईएस्ट वैल्यू 20, तो 20 माइनस 10 10 का रिग्रेट आ गया। S2 कितना है माइनस 15 है और हाईएस्ट वैल्यू 20 है, सो 20 माइनस 15 मतलब कितना 35 का रिग्रेट है। और S3 कितना आएगा 20 माइनस 20, सो रिग्रेट आएगा ये 0 रिग्रेट आएगा, राइट। सो दिस इज फॉर N2। नाउ लेट अस डू इट फॉर N3 एज वेल। N3, सो S1 के लिए देखो इसमें मैक्सिमम वैल्यू क्या है 10 है, सो फॉर S1 10 माइनस 10 मतलब 0 आएगा रिग्रेट इसका। S2 इज इक्वल टू देखो 10 माइनस S2 कितना है 5 है, तो 5 का रिग्रेट है ना, आया ना। S3 आपका कितना है 10 माइनस 6 मतलब 16 का रिग्रेट है, राइट। सो लाइकवाइज डू इट फॉर N4 एज वेल। So again S1, what is the maximum value in N4? Maximum is 10, right? So 10 minus 8 2 का रिग्रेट है। S2 में देखो 7 है मतलब 10 माइनस 7 3 का रिग्रेट है। S3 में देखो क्या है 10 minus 10 0 का रिग्रेट है, right? So we have calculated the regret for all these given states or nature of activity and strategy. So now you can put this all the value in the given table. So we are redrawing the table which shows the regret values, right? Thus using this regret we can get the regret table. We can draw the regret table. So I am drawing the regret table here. Drawing regrets table here, right? Table. We are drawing regret table here. It looks like this. S1, S2, S3, इधर N1, N2, N3 and N4. So now tell me for N1 तीन वैल्यू आई थी हमारी रिग्रेट की 20, 10, 0 ये। N2 के लिए देखो 10, 10, 35 और 0। N3 के लिए आया था 0, 5 and 16 और N4 के लिए है 2, 3 और 0, right? So these are the value which we have got from the given problem. 20, 10, 0, 2, 10, 35, 5, 3 and 0, 0, 6, 16, 0, right? So now from the given table we have to find out the maximum value, right? Problem क्या है हमारा? What the problem is? It's मिनी मैक्स। क्या है मिनी मैक्स है ना, मिनी मैक्स, राइट। तो पहले हम लोग को मैक्सिमम निकालना है इसमें से। तो मैक्सिमम क्या है सब में से 20, इधर क्या है मैक्सिमम 35, इधर क्या है मैक्सिमम 16। सो मैक्सिमम का मिनिमम निकालना है। व्हाट इज द मिनिमम इन द गिवन टेबल 16 इज द मिनिमम। सो वी कैन से 16, we can say thus the minimum regret among all the maximum regret of the strategy S1 is 16. thus यहाँ पे लिख सकते हैं हम लोग thus the minimum regret amongst all the regret is 16 correspond to S3. So S3 is the optimal strategy, right? S3 is the optimal strategy for minimax regret criteria. I hope you all are understanding what I'm trying to teach you all. This is pretty simple. These questions can be asked in the examination, like how I taught you, right? बहुत क्लियर है, बहुत सिंपल है, सबको समझ में आ जाना चाहिए, राइट? और वो पहली चीज याद रखना, हमेशा स्ट्रेटेजी इस साइड में होती है और नेचर ऑफ स्टेट इस साइड में होता है, कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन इस साइड में होता है, कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन इस साइड में और नेचर ऑफ स्टेट इस साइड में होता है. दिस इज हाउ वी हैव कैलकुलेटेड ऑल द आस्क्ड थिंग्स इन द गिवन प्रॉब्लम. और एक क्या है, दूसरा एक टाइप था, क्या था दूसरा टाइप, क्या था? सेकंड टाइप इज व्हाट? इट वाज डिसीजन अंडर रिस्क. उसका भी एक छोटा सा प्रॉब्लम ले लेते हैं. आई टेल यू हाउ टू कैलकुलेट ईवी expected monetary value, perfect information and VPIs. So let me rub this part now. I hope you almost have understood this. So I'm rubbing this part, right? Right? So now write one problem. So decision making under risk, इसमें तीन चीजें होती हैं. डिसीजन मेकिंग अंडर रिस्क में तीन चीजें होती हैं. डिसीजन मेकिंग अंडर रिस्क में तीन चार चीजें होती है. उसके प्रॉब्लम हम लोग लेंगे एक छोटा सा. एक है एक्सपेक्टेड मॉनेटरी वैल्यू क्राइटेरिया, एक है एक्सपेक्टेड मॉनेटरी वैल्यू क्राइटेरिया, ईवीएम में बोलते हैं उसको. दूसरा है आपका एक्सपेक्टेड वैल्यू विथ परफेक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन, और तीसरा है आपका वैल्यू ऑफ परफेक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन. इसको यहाँ पर लिखता हूँ. व्हाट एग्जैक्टली ईएम मींस? इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड मॉनेटरी वैल्यू. एक्सपेक्टेड, जनरली इस पे एग्जाम में क्वेश्चंस नहीं आते, बट आपको पता होना चाहिए. एक्सपेक्टेड मॉनेटरी वैल्यू क्राइटेरिया, देन एक्सपेक्टेड वैल्यू विथ परफेक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन, एक्सपेक्टेड वैल्यू विथ इंफॉर्मेशन, और थर्ड है आपका वैल्यू विथ परफेक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन. वैल्यू विथ परफेक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन. करेक्ट? So now take one small problem and I'll tell you how to solve. Generally in decision making under risk में आपको probability of state दिया जाता है. आपको probability of state दिया रहेगा. probability of states दिया रहेगा. So you can easily find out the problem किस टाइप का है ना? अगेन स्ट्रैटेजी साइड में है. एक छोटा सा प्रॉब्लम कर लेते हैं. स्ट्रैटेजी साइड में है और स्टेट्स इधर है, राइट? स्टेट्स आर लाइक n1, n2 एंड n3 और बीच में प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ स्टेट दिया है. क्या दिया है? प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ स्टेट्स की वैल्यू कुछ इस तरह से है. 0.3, 0.6, 0.1, and then comes your S1, S2 and S3. वैल्यू में लिखता हूँ पे 20, 18 and then -9, 25, 15 10, यहाँ पे है 40, माइनस 10 और ये है। So how to calculate EMV? It is very simple. If we calculate the EMV, so we'll calculate for S1, S2 and S3. So value formula for EMV, expected monetary value is equal to state probability into N1 का जो भी 20 ऐसा है ना, मतलब क्या 0.3 into 20 प्लस दूसरा 0.6 into 18 प्लस 0.1 into -9। इसका जो भी आंसर आएगा वो S1 के लिए EMV है 15.9, तो वैल्यू इज 15.9 है, राइट। सो EMV फॉर S1 यहाँ पे मैंने निकाला, ये आएगा। लाइकवाइज फॉर S2, लाइकवाइज फॉर ये S1 के लिए, लाइकवाइज फॉर S2 क्या आएगा, S2 आएगा वो 25 into 0.3 प्लस 15 into 0.6 प्लस 10 into 0.1, जो भी आंसर आएगा उसका क्या आंसर है 17.5। थर्ड S3 कितना आएगा, S3 इज इक्वल टू 40 into 0.3 प्लस -10 into 0.6 प्लस 12 into 0.1, इसकी वैल्यू आएगी 7.2। सो नाउ व्हिच वन इज द मैक्सिमम, तीनों में ये एक है और एक है, सो मैक्सिमम इज 17.5। सो वी कैन से द मैक्सिमम EMV among this value is 17.5 is the maximum EMV। सो कौन सा स्ट्रेटजी परफेक्ट है यहाँ पे, कहाँ पे आ रहा है, 2 पे। सो S1 is the optimum strategy, right? So hence S2 is the optimum strategy. S2 is the optimal strategy in this case, जहाँ पे EMV सबसे ज्यादा आ रहा है। कहाँ पे आ रहा है, S2 में आ रहा है, इधर आ रहा है S2 में, है ना। इसको मैं सारा दिखा सकते, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। Likewise, how to calculate expected value perfect information or EVPI? So now let me rub this part first, then we'll calculate this one. So I'm just rubbing this part, right? ये भी आपको पता है exactly क्या है। Now I'm calculating another thing. इसको बोलते हैं expected value, or you can say expected value with perfect information. What is it? How to calculate this EVPI? So in this case, now what we have to do, the maximum element in the given column need to be multiplied with the probability of states, right? And then you will understand how it can be calculated, right? So it looks like this. So 0.3 into what is the maximum value in the first column, 20, 25 and 40, the value is 40, plus in second 0.6 into what is the maximum value, it's 18, so 18 plus in the third column 0.1 into maximum value क्या है 12 है, so it's 12, right? इसका आंसर आएगा 24। so we have calculated EVPI, right? So how to calculate VPI then? So VPI is nothing but EMV minus EVPI straight away. So we have value of EMV now. So value of EMV, what was the value of EMV? It was 17 point. Sorry. What is the correction? VPI is equal to expected value perfect information minus, थोड़ा उल्टा हो गया, sorry, थोड़ा उल्टा हो गया। So VPI is equal to EVPI minus EMV. So EVPI का क्या है 24 है और VPI क्या था 17.5 था। तो आंसर कितना आएगा 6.5। तो 6.5 is the VPI, 6.5 क्या निकाला हमने? VPI निकाला. So here you can write VPI helps in determining the maximum amount that should be spent for acquiring the information like the charges of consultant, expenditure on the market research, etc. This is how we calculate EVPI, VPI and EMV criteria. So I think this is how you all should calculate if the question will be asked in the final examination. So I think here we have to stop, and here I can say we are concluding the day 5 with decision theory. We have completed today PERT's problem, and we have also completed today decision theory. Under that, the decision under uncertainty and decision under risk. So decision under uncertainty we have studied in details maximum, minimax, maximum regret criteria, Hurwitz alpha, Laplace criteria and everything. And again we have studied in details about the decision and making under risk. So in that we have studied EMV criteria, EVPI criteria, and then VPI criteria. So thank you all. Thank you so much for watching us on the YouTube channel. It's our request to share this YouTube channel as much as possible, and tell your fellow friends to subscribe the channel, right? Subscribe, share, and spread as much as possible amongst your circle, so that everyone can get benefit out of this. Thank you all. Thank you so much. We can meet in the next video. Thank you.